Today we'll be reading The Tale of Shoaneb Culu from the Tales of the Jedi Companion by George R. Strayton. The Tale of Shoaneb Culu. Few have ever visited the Miraluka's home planet of Alpharides in the Abron system, which lies at the edge of a giant molecular cloud known as the Veil, several parsecs coreward of the expansion region and mid-rim border. The system is not adjacent to any standard hyperspace route and offers little in terms of tradable goods, and therefore, there is no enticement for merchants to blaze a trade run to Abron. The red dwarf star which Alpharides orbits emits most of its radiation in the infrared spectrum, providing the planet with little visible light. As a result, the Miraluka, who had migrated to the world millennia ago, gradually lost the need for light-sensitive organs. But as their eyes became useless, another sense grew in strength: the ability to see through the Force. This natural affinity allows the Miraluka to perceive the world around them by sensing the slight force vibrations emitted by every element in the universe, and as a result of this inherent ability, many Miraluka possess a natural potential for the use of the Force, and those who leave Alpharides typically do so to join the Jedi Knights. Against her parents' wishes, Shoaneb Culu left her homeworld behind to seek membership in the Jedi Knights. She vowed to return one day to establish a Jedi training compound on Alpharides, so that others would not have to leave the planet to learn about the Jedi way, which she hoped would increase the number of Miraluka who wished to become Jedi. But Shoaneb found her journey to be more difficult than she had expected. As she traveled from one world to the next, the force vibrations given off by the animate and inanimate objects around her gradually shifted from the frequencies she had become used to on her home planet, and at times she became disoriented by the strangeness of her surroundings. At first, it took her many hours or even an entire day before she could re-establish her bearings, but eventually, the adjustment time shortened, although it never fully disappeared. After nearly a year of searching, Shoaneb's travels brought her to the Jedi Training Center on Ossus, where she became the student of Master Vodo Siosk Boss. Master Vodo found Shoaneb's relentless questioning disturbing at first, for he mistook her inquisitiveness for a thirst for quick power. When Shoaneb told Vodo of her desire to learn as much as possible from the Jedi Masters so that she could become a teacher herself, his troubled mind eased, and he found himself spending many hours each day with her. Unfortunately, Shoaneb possessed a level of force ability that fell below her peers, and she continually lagged behind in technique, although she excelled in the knowledge-related areas of understanding the Force and assimilating Jedi lore. Over the next several months, Shoaneb became increasingly frustrated, mostly because she feared that her plan to bring Jedi training to Alpharides was slowly slipping from her grasp. Master Vodo recognized her gradual loss of hope and dedicated himself to showing her that she had to trust in the Force. It was not for her to worry about the future. If she would only realize that her expectations were just that, and that the Force might produce a different outcome regardless of her actions, she would have no need to agonize over her potential future. After several sessions of discussion with Master Vodo, Shoaneb began to understand his words, and her depression ended more quickly than it had grown. She continued to have difficulty with Jedi techniques, especially lightsaber construction, but she did not become anxious over it. She instead realized that she had not reached her full potential in that area, and worked hard on succeeding, without any expectation of how slowly or quickly she would improve. When the need arose for a force of Jedi to travel to Onderon to destroy the darkness that had arisen there, Shoaneb, along with every other Jedi present, volunteered. Master Vodo, however, called her aside to counsel her on her offer. He felt that she did not yet have enough confidence in her abilities, and that failing might endanger the entire task force. Shoaneb did not become agitated or in any way affected by Vodo's concerns about her. In reply, she said only, "I understand your reluctance, Master, but I have placed my trust completely in the Force, and I feel it calling me to this task." Vodo listened to her, assimilating both her words and her subtle movements as she spoke. Her tranquility surprised him, for he believed that she still felt as if she had something to prove, to herself as well as to her peers and teachers. But her steady voice and her calm exterior told him she was ready for her first true test. He placed a hand on her shoulder and said, "Go with the Force." Shoaneb accompanied Jedi apprentices Kith Kark, Dace Diath, and Nomi Sunrider on the expedition to Onderon. The quartet left at sunrise, the morning following the assembly. I hope you've enjoyed this reading of The Tale of Shoaneb Culu